Hello, Scorpios. Welcome to Deku Tarot. If you guys haven't, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And definitely check out the Leo new moon reading. It's for all the signs. It's time-stamped. As I'm reading this, it's the 30th. So tomorrow actually is the new moon. And then we enter August, and we're going to be talking about August 1st through 15th for you guys. So let's not ignore this new moon in Leo energy that's going to be dominating the beginning of the month here. There's a lot of fixed fire energy, a lot of Leo energy. In the opposite, I wouldn't say opposite, I mean, it's not your opposite fixed sign, but it's your opposite element of fire. So there's an interesting push forward while you guys seem to still be going through it, or, you know, still holding on to a lot of the emotional aspects of that Eclipsean Cancer season, which brought up a lot. And if I'm being honest, the first thing I would say coming into this reading that kind of struck me was you feel a bit, and don't take me wrong, don't get mad, you feel a little bit moody right now. Let's talk a little bit about the astrology, and then we're going to get right into the tarot here. We're going to switch it up. I'm going to use a couple of different decks for you guys. I don't know why. I'm just really drawn to, I don't know, use more than one deck, and maybe it's because it's the end of Mercury retrograde, and readings always seem to get a little bit more layered, a little bit weird right at the end of Mercury retrograde, because it kind of kicks the door on its way out. Excuse me, let me get some coffee here. But let's talk about the astrology. And again, this is for Leo, did I say Leo? Scorpio, new moon, and rising. If it doesn't resonate with you guys, you know, check out your other placements. They might resonate better. And if you want to book a private reading, guys, all that information is right below this video in my description box. If you're Leo, sun, moon, or rising, you can get $10 off of any 30-minute or longer reading. So if you are a Leo, sun, moon, or rising, take advantage of that throughout Leo season. Let's see. So again, like I was saying, Leo, new moon. There's a lot of, there's a couple squares that it's having with Uranus and Taurus. We have the new moon squaring Uranus and Taurus. We have Venus and Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus. So there's a lot of unexpected, unpredictable kind of energy coming out of this. There's sudden changes in decision and direction. We're going to need to be a lot more open-minded, a lot more flexible, which as a fixed sign can be a little bit difficult. And especially after what Cancer season asks us to do, it just feels like, are you really asking this of me right now? Are you kidding me? And that's maybe why you guys are feeling a bit moody. You're like, okay, we just dove deep there. A lot just came up. A lot had to be dealt with in that last month there. And you guys are like done. And I feel like, because I'm like, my voice is kind of bothering me now. You don't want to talk anymore. You're like, you don't want to talk about your feelings right now. You don't want to talk about the feelings. You don't want to talk about what's really going on below the surface. And maybe you don't even have the words to talk about it yet. So with that Venus and Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus, if you're in a relationship where you felt smothered, confined, frustrated, you're going to be, you know, maybe stirring up drama to seek freedom in these areas, or to talk about areas where you want to seek more freedom within the relationship. There's a lot of drama that gets stirred up, obviously, in Leo season, and with the mood that you're in, try not to get yourself right in the middle of a lot of it. And I mean this in the most loving way, Scorpios. Yeah, 5 of Cups. Focusing on the loss, focusing on what was taken away, focusing on the mourning, on what we now don't have. And in this deck, I will say, it's like, I don't know, I was drawn to use my Hieronymus Bosch deck here, and I haven't used it for a while, but I felt like you guys needed to hear the messages from this deck because they're weird, they're interesting. I love using the booklet for this deck because their meanings are so different than excuse me, any other tarot I've ever seeing. Sorry, I don't know if I'm like losing my voice or what's happening here. Again, maybe you guys feel like you're losing your voice. Maybe I'll name that the title of the video. But the Five of Cups here, the ship, for each harbor one leaves, there's one harbor to return to. So wherever you have left, know that even if you are sad, even if we're, you know, reminded of all those things that we've lost, reminded of the pain, of everything that we felt during, you know, that eclipsean season, the things that were taken from us, really, the areas where people disappointed us, relationships, friendships, you know, work, areas where we have been disappointed, where we have felt significant loss, are coming up to be felt. And it's interesting because the Leo new moon is such forward energy, and Mercury is going direct on that same day, on July 31st. So things are going to start moving forward. And especially so after, I would say, the 11th, when we're starting to move out of the retrograde shadow period and Jupiter is going direct in Sagittarius. There's a lot of forward, even more forward moving fire energy. We'll have Mercury in Leo on, what day is that? On the 11th as well. And we'll also have Mars, we already have Mars in Leo. So there's all this forward moving fixed fire energy. And again, you guys, I am so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Are still caught up in the feels of Cancer season. Just know that whatever you have left behind, you're going to something much better, much bigger. And I'm sorry we're going to have to deal with my voice like this, I guess, for the rest of the reading. I don't know what happened. It wasn't like this all morning until I just sat down to your reading. Maybe you guys had to talk so much, you had to face so much, had to deal with so much in Cancer season around those eclipses. You had to have conversations that you never wanted to have, that you never thought you'd have. Deal with things that you didn't really want to have conversations about in the first place, even if you knew you had to. It just feels like all of that, and you're looking at that and you're like, oh my God, like that all just happened. And you expect me to just keep on going here in August, like, okay. Because the Five of Cups came out on its own, I want to pull another card for what's in your energy here. August 1st through 15th for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. There it goes again, like, God, Nine of Cups. Okay, wait, not something else came up behind it. And since we both saw it, well, you're going to take it. It's Judgment reversed. They're both reversed. Yeah, we don't really want to deal with this again, do we? We really don't want to deal with this again. And it's like, oh my God, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to deal with it again. It's like people want to talk about what happened in Cancer season, and you guys are like, I really don't. I don't want to do this right now. Nine of Cups reversed. And for some of you, what is this feeling? Hold on, I'm getting the message here. It's like, and I'm going to read the messages from the book as well, but some of you guys have been really hopeful about something coming back, and either it's not coming back, or when it does, it's like, be careful what you wish for. Be really careful what you've been manifesting and what you've wished for here, because because I see the Nine of Cups here. We've been a little bit too, the nest, a construction based on stolen emotions is fragile. Interesting message, right? We'll take it though. And Judgment. Let's read Judgment in this deck too. To make progress in the future, we must have carried out all that which came from our past responsibility. So what didn't we deal with? What were we hopeful about our past not coming back? You know, the negative part. We had really high hopes for not having to deal with this person's situation, this thing coming back around. We were just like, no, if I ignore it long enough, it will be fine. It's going to be fine if I just ignore it. It's going to be fine. I know it'll be fine. So I'm just not going to deal with it right now. Bad idea. Just going to throw that one out there. God, this is like a harsh reading, guys. I mean, I don't know. It's this deck as well. This is my Hermetic deck, are the harshest, and I'll be honest, that's what I was drawn to use for your reading. And I don't know why, Scorpios. It's just you guys are feeling isolated. There's a fear of what you don't know right now as you step forward into this new future, and you know that you had to say goodbye to some big things, and it's really, I don't know, it's fixed signs have a really hard time making those big breaks, but when they do, it's for good usually, I find. Especially with you and Taurus as fixed signs. Aquarius and Leo are a little bit different, but I find Scorpio and Taurus are very intensely stubborn in that, right? So if it was a relationship and it's coming back, and for some reason deep down maybe you were hoping for this, you're just like, once it's here, you're like, what the fuck did I just bring in? What did I just do? I don't want to deal with this again. I thought I did, and oh my god, I really don't. I really don't. For some reason I thought this could be okay in the future, and it's not okay. So I'm just letting them kind of come out here. Seven of Cups. You have a very different reading. Again, it's because we're doing this on the 30th, and Mercury's going to go direct tomorrow, and it's Mercury retrograde really kicks the door on its way out. I'll say that again. It really does. And I know that other readers have said the same thing. So let's talk about the Seven of Cups here. Unstable. What have you... There's a situation here. It's interesting because I was talking about this, I feel like just yesterday, and Seven of Cups in this deck particularly is... Let me look at where this bird is positioned. It's totally unstable. If he decides to get up and fly away, it's over. It's done. It's gone. You know, it's realizing where you're putting your efforts, where you're putting your trust, where are you putting your value? Who are you putting it in? And are they really appreciating you? And that's an interesting message from the Seven of Cups, because usually it's a lot about, you know, very illusory feelings, illusory situations, you know, a lot of options coming in, which ones are real, which ones aren't. And maybe that is what this is about here. What is really real, what isn't. And I feel like in August, you guys are having a really hard time determining that. You're having a hard time... You're just having a hard time really discerning what to do right now. And, you know, nothing feels very stable. You really don't... You don't know where things are going. Let's read the message from the book, actually. I'm drawn to do that because this is just such a... I just feel like you guys, again, are at a loss of words. There's just a loss of words. And people keep asking you what's wrong. And it's like, you can't really define it right now. So if you're watching this and you're trying to deal with a Scorpio, I think... We'll talk about maybe towards the end, you know, how to deal with that if you're a cross watcher, but like how to deal with the Scorpio, because you guys, the Scorpios are going through it. You guys are going through something deep right now. And I think that eclipse season brought up things from the past eclipse in like January, and there was just, it was big emotions for you. And as fixed water, usually, you know, you don't deal with emotions the same way Cancers and Pisces do, but like this season, it's like, I don't know, things are coming up to the surface, and yet you don't want to let them out. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to open up about it. There's just like a lockdown there. So anyways, the staircase, what is impossible becomes real, or at least it appears to be. So there's illusory feelings here. What's real, what isn't. Get a clarifier on that, because again, it's just, we're in this very confusing, unstable place. Well, if I talk about this, then I have to talk about all this. If I, you know, if I take this cup out and I give it to somebody else, you know, if I start talking about this, then won't everything else crumble? And then I'm gonna have to talk about it all. And then you look at why you were trying to keep it up in the first place. Justice. Oh, I love Justice in this deck. I love Justice in this deck. I really do. She's got a sword. There's like the three heads above her. She's a tough ass. She's a tough ass bitch here. She's here for the truth and nothing less. And she's not going to stand for anything less. If there has been injustice, we're facing it now. Things are coming out. We need to balance things out. Sometimes when I see Justice, I feel like it's cold, hard truth. Let's see what it says in this deck here, though. There's no wrong which can sully what is right. For better or worse, or for worse, each thing will meet its destiny. Truth. So again, for better or worse, things have met their destiny. You now know the truth about a situation. You kind of have to accept that. There's a sense of acceptance through all this confusion, through bringing out the truth, through starting to topple those 7 cups down, those 7 chalices down, which you need to do this season. You need to let things go. You need to let the layers fall off, but you have to do it at your own pace. So if you are dealing with a Scorpio, allow them to unfold these emotional barriers at their own pace, because they're not even sure what's coming up until it's coming out. These are like, I need another, wow, this is like a big reading, guys. I feel like I'm not going to be able to do any more readings after this one. It's so intense. As we move towards that Aquarius new moon, I keep calling it a new moon. We actually have 2 new moons this month. So if you're practicing witch, this is an awesome month, as you know. If you want me to do a video about that, I can, but I'm not going to get into it right now. But it is quite a magical month, and I don't know, Scorpio and Taurus have a type of magical energy, something ethereal, something different. Whereas I find that Leo and Aquarius have this very humanitarian, very community, very human energy. You and Taurus have this almost ethereal, magical energy, and this is a great month for magic. And I think that things that, again, are in the beginning are, through these, I cannot English, Mercury retrograde, but through the first half of this month that are feeling, that where we're feeling all these things, where everything is coming up. I mean, you guys are masters at transformation. Know in the back of your mind that you're just going through one of your Phoenix transformations that you always do. But this one is deeper, and it's going to take longer, and it's going to feel weirder because there were bigger things that came up that you've had, bigger than what you've had to deal with in probably a long time. And it's been a tough, long cycle for you guys, and things are just starting to change. I mean, like years and years of a lot of things going on for Scorpios that have been very tough, and have asked a lot of you guys to grow in ways that you didn't even think you would ever have to. So kudos to you, but I feel like we're coming to the end of that, and there's a lot of realizations, and it's about taking down the illusory energy, the things that we've built up that just don't make sense, whether that be this is how I see life and this is how I see it. You can only you have to work here, and then you have to get married, and you have to have a kid, and this is how it all goes. It's just like generational stuff that is built up of what you think life should be, in a way. And again, it could be less than that, but for me this is like really big, and there's a lot of truth here that's coming out in terms of I need to change here. There's changing in how you're viewing life, how you're viewing abundance, how you're viewing your relationships, because of things that have happened, things that have come out, realizations that have hit you in the past, in Cancer season, I think, for a lot of you. I know that this is really deep, and maybe it's confusing for you guys, but this is a really just, I can't fake what I get as the messages, and it is so strong. Is that you guys are going through something very deep. I know Aquarius is too. I think a lot of the fixed signs are. You and Aquarius, this feels a lot more spiritual, a lot more about how we hold on to our emotions, how we hold on to pain, how we hold on to shame, guilt, things from the past here, areas that, whether we knew it or not, we were blaming ourselves for failures and problems and losses in our life that really had nothing to do with us, but more to do with us allowing that energy to be there. And now we're realizing, it's not your fault, but we're learning lessons for the future, and that's what's important here. If it's a person or a situation that was toxic, but I think it could also be a lot of generational, this is how life should be, this is the way things are type of energies that we're working through and moving past. We have to see things in a more enlightened and grown perspective here, because times are changing. 3 of Wands, I don't know, wow. Guys, this is like taking me out. 3 of Wands here, but we're seeing things move forward as we get to that. What is wrong with me? Mercury retrograde has been killing me, guys. And you guys know at the beginning and at the end, it's like, I can't even speak English. 3 of Wands here it's really interesting because it's about building your future moving forward here. It's a lot of positive forward energy here. We're seeing the changes that we've wanted. We're seeing things start to move forward. We're seeing, we're seeing progress, really. And in this deck, let's see what it is in this deck here, because I love the, I only use this deck like when I just feel like there are deep messages and like you guys this month. Where is it? Three of Wands. The Smith, the craftsman of everything, which is, so what are you going to create? You guys are creating something new, and this is a new future for you where things are, you have to take it into your own hands here and stop living for other people. Stop living life on anybody else's terms but your own. And stop expecting life to be one straightforward line here. It's like life has changed and you have to catch up to it. And you have to start accepting where it's changed and be positive about it. Accept these changes, you know, use them to your benefit. Instead of like seeing it as a roadblock, as something bad, it's like you're going to start, you know, flipping it. What is the word I'm looking for? I guess flipping it. Yeah, flip it to your advantage here. Flip whatever has been going on to your advantage by allowing those 7 cups to come down. If that means having really emotional talks about, you know, unveiling how you've been feeling, unveiling, you know, the changes within you. I think talking about it is really great. Bringing out your truth. Understanding, you know, for better or worse, what's come out to change is come out, and it's happened, and there's no going back now, so you might as well move forward and create the future you want. Damn, this is a very deep read. Okay. I don't even want to pull cards for love for you guys, I'm being honest. If you really want me to do a love reading, put it in the comments, but I just don't think, I think that there's such a bigger focus here. I'll pull one card. We'll see. I'll pull like one card. I wasn't going to, but I know someone's like, no. Four of Wands. In terms of relationships, you know what your end goal is. Some of you guys are, you know, going to weddings, going away. But also maybe time apart is making you see your partner in a better light. You're seeing a better future with whoever you're with. For a lot of you guys, you're feeling really secure, safe, happy. Whenever I see the Four of Wands, it's a feeling of getting to a place where we've been trying to get to, or, you know, knowing where we want to go to with a certain relationship or person. I'm just feeling very content, happy, at ease, equal. Ace of Cups, there's love. There's so much love this month for you guys. A lot of healing, a great time for healing relationships. So be happy about that. I'm not going to pull any more on this. If you guys really want me to do a love reading, I will, but I've just been doing readings more based on what Spirit has been directing me to, and it's been deep. So apply these messages where they fit. If they don't fit, if they don't resonate, don't take them. Let's pull a Romance Angel card here, and then we'll pull a Halloween Oracle. Separation. Wow. Time apart from your partners on the horizon. And that's interesting because we just saw the Four of Wands and Ace of Cups. So we might have to look into this, don't we? Let's look into it just a little bit, because this feels very separate from that other energy. So maybe there's two different things happening here for Scorpios. Again, if you're in relationships, it feels nice. But what's the separation energy? Devil. We have to talk about where the relationship is heading, I think, and be honest. Show your cup of love here. I think around the 15th, you'll be ready to say what you want to say, to propose what you want to propose, to be honest about your feelings. And the Devil comes up here, which is interesting. And the Four of Swords. Some of you guys might be taking a break, because the relationship might have gotten a bit intense here, feel a little bit too codependent, and we need a break. We need some time apart. We need time to be on our own. When I see the Four of Swords, relax. Could just be that you guys are apart. For some of you guys might be taking some time apart for one reason or another, to traveling, etc. But it's interesting. So I just feel like there's two different energies here. Really good energy, but there's also some negative stuff coming up. And again, I think it's if you stir up drama, you need to take, like, you need to go within. You need to do your own thing. Maybe it's not the best time until around the 15th to talk for you guys, I think. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So we kind of need to change our mindset. We need to shift our perspective here. And look at things a little bit more in terms of what are we really looking for? Is this feeding us, and how isn't it? It's kind of time for a relationship check-in. Some of you guys might be taking some time off with that separation energy there. But overall, I don't feel that negative, because I feel like we're going through so much that we might need time apart. We might need to, and even if it's not like physically time apart, it's taking time apart almost in, you're pulling back on your emotions. You're not talking about all this stuff because you don't really know how to, and you don't really know what's coming up right now. It's, again, very confusing for you right now. There's a lot of illusory energy, and I feel like that's why we don't feel solid. We don't feel like anything below the surface right now is solid enough to present that cup with until maybe around mid-month. From the Stacey DeMarco deck. Wow, Eternal Love and Night Song came out, so we'll take them both. This is the only love card in this deck, so yeah, there is a great chance for coming into wonderful relationship, wonderful love, but we have to, some of us might be making a choice. Some of us need to face our devil and our demons here in order to get to that Four of Wands, Ace of Cups, I feel. And that's going to be difficult, but it's asking a lot of you this month, and I know it sucks because you guys don't want to hear that, but should you choose this card, you're being reminded that love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is more powerful than death itself. Love lingers, it leaves its own legacy, and we should be aware of this every day that we live. For those that are ready for and desiring of a partner, it also indicates that a significant love is close at hand and to be ready to open up to this new experience. So, Night Song. Let's get Night Song. And you can listen to these messages and use them as, you know, daily affirmations at any point, okay? There it is, Night Song. Hidden Talents. Okay, should this beautiful but shy bird sing to you by appearing during your divination, know that you must unwrap the present of yourself. Look, some of the gifts within you remain unopened. The time has come to step into your true potential and claim all possibilities for yourself. There is no more time to waste, no more excuses. All right, Scorpio, so those are your messages. I know they're big. Don't freak out. Don't get mad at me. If they didn't resonate, they're not for you. Check out your moon, rising, and Venus. And definitely check out the Leo new moon video. Okay, and I've been doing daily readings on my Instagram. Check that out as well if you want to. And if you haven't, guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to get 20% off of your Teespring order, you can use the code LEOSZN at checkout. And if you want to book a private reading, again, all that information is right below this video in the description box. Have a wonderful first half of August, guys. I will not be taking readings for pretty much the first half of August, so if you want to get a reading, book it immediately. I'm only taking a few right now just because I'm going to be going to Scotland from the 8th through the 15th. Okay, so I will not be available for any private readings or any emergency readings. I will not be taking readings August 8th through 15th. Okay, I will be doing them after, and I can do them before, but not during that time. Thank you guys so much, and I'm wishing you guys nothing but the best. Namaste.